different. You go to hockey games to get excited. 2 goals with the goalie pulled, and the Bruins, showing hearts of lions, have tied it 3-3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Episode 8, Same Seats Podcast. Gentlemen, we keep the Sunday train rolling, recording on Sundays. How we doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and hell of a week. What a win last night. Patriots on today can clinch. They already have the division, but maybe they might be able to push for the number 1 seed. So a lot of good vibes heading into the Sunday.
Good vibes, and shout out to our presenting sponsor. As you can see from the sweatshirt here, Chips. We all got our back. That was kind of cool. We all put them up at the same time there.
We would have to put
Chip
a boomerang
seeds.
on that.
That'd be a good ad clip. Chip sunflower seeds, rip the chip. We love Chip seeds. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram. Chip seeds, one word. Great follow. They've been a great presenting sponsor to us. We love Chip seeds. I'm going to be digging into my coffee maple chaos. A little bit of caffeine here to get the morning going as well. So we're good once I get some more chips in me.
Love it. Love it. Well, the boys are on a bit of a heater here. Took 5 of 6 points on their Western swing. Not a great start in Buffalo. We covered that. That was a wet fart. But we've transitioned to a brighter future, a new beginning the past couple of nights. But we'll start things off in Cowtown, where tight game, and I'll let you guys kind of riff off. I have some thoughts, but take it away.
So obviously the late game, so I didn't catch the entirety of it, but from the parts of the game that I did watch, they just seemed a little bit off cue. Like even their dumps, like their dump-ins into the zone. Brick mentioned it on the broadcast, like putting it on net when they're going for a change or the goalie's doing a quick up the wall. Just little stupid plays that lead to goals or lead to sustained pressure in their own D zone, which was aggravating. I will say the PK did look great, because I've been knocking it for a while now, but they are missing Jeannot. I love having Jeannot on that PK1. He's a dog, and he always seems to get the puck out of the zone. But I also like Corrali and Hampus on the PK as well, too. I thought they played spectacular in that game. And Peak, maybe running for the Norris. I don't know. He's going for double-digit goals this year, which was not on the bingo card heading into 2026. So I don't know. They obviously lost the game, but I thought it was an okay start here.
It was the Bobby Peak show when he scored that goal. And I thought to myself, maybe that was a glimpse of what the shootout goal would have been that Stern was talking about in practice when he put him in for Vancouver. But Peak actually leads the Bees defenseman in goals with 4. And this is a defense core with Charlie McAvoy, Hampus Lindholm, Mason Lowery, if you want to throw him out there. You know who's making a case too? Jordan Aspero, which we may have to get to a little bit later. But pretty crazy that Andrew Peak, I mean, I don't think if you told him when he was back in Columbus in 2025, 26, you'd be leading the Boston Bruins as a defenseman in goals.
No,
He'd look at you like you had 5 heads.
When he brought it close to the paint, it looked like it was borderline self-destruct. It's like, what do I do with my hands, Ricky Bobby? But next thing you know, the puck's in the back of the head. You're like, oh my God. And we were talking last episode, Peak and Lowery, you really can't compare the two. One's a defensive guy, one's just strictly offensive guy. Maybe the roles have reversed. I don't know. Maybe we can start having an apples-to-apples conversation about these two guys. But, yeah, I had the same notes in. And hand up, it's tough watching these late games with a 3-month-old. The wheels just fall off.
It's tougher watching them whether you have a 3-year-old or a 3-month-old or not. Like, they are late games.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
So
this one, yeah.
I was going to say, the eyes are shutting halfway through or even before, one way or another, so thank God for the 10-minute recaps. But from what I've seen, and starting off that Calgary game, because that was at least a little earlier than the 10 o'clock starts, the PK was great. And I thought they had a lot of good ozone time. There was one thing I wanted to call out, is that Pasta just looked really, really slow throughout what I've seen in that game. I don't know if he's battling something or what's going on, but he just looks slow. And if he's hurt, like, let the guy rest. He's got the Olympics. There's bigger fish to fry here, but I don't know if you guys picked up on that. There were just some things that was like, that just doesn't look like him.
Yeah, I think he's definitely dealing with something. He hasn't really looked like himself the entire year, with the exception of the Edmonton game. It kind of felt like he got going. I don't want to go to the Edmonton game just yet, but there's been a lot of examples of him just kind of whiffing on pucks
Yep.
a lot. And I don't really get on him for the turnovers because the guy's going to have the puck for 80% of the game anyway, so you're bound to turn the puck over. But it's the whiffs and the uncharacteristic, like lazy C turns, and just kind of it almost looks lazy, but to me it's got to be an indication that he's dealing with something and fighting through it.
Yeah, I completely agree. He kind of mishandles the puck over. He's done it over the last, I don't know, 5 or 7 games that I've noticed that plays that he's making now he wasn't making the last couple of years, where you're a little dumbfounded. So 100% he's dealing with an injury. But to your point, Mikey, like I'll take the turnovers for what he does on the ice. He logged 22 minutes last night alone as a forward like that, and he's playing on both PP units. And he jumps in for like extra attackers or anything like that. Like he's always on the ice. So the turnovers are going to happen, but there's definitely some injury that's lingering with him.
Yeah, with him, right? There's too much for like when people, Pasta turn the puck over, this, that, or like Twitter burns on fire when they see him like on the line chart on like the third line. People just don't know any better, to be honest, and it's kind of comedy. But you got to take that. He is head and shoulders our best player. But that was something that wanted to get your 2 thoughts on, because it was pretty obvious. I don't know if I was just seeing it, but it's like you got to cut this guy some slack. But he's still producing. You know, it's just
he is.
That. It's just like kind of crazy. It almost doesn't make any sense.
He's just not scoring 60, which I think is fine. If we can get past that 80 to 90 points.
He has to be exhausted from the last couple of years just carrying the water.
One thing that I don't know if you guys saw in this game, it drove me insane. Our boy, Franz Minton, he got cheap shotted, smoked in front of the net so bad. And Middlestat was on the ice. He skated in 5 feet to grab someone. Steves was there. He skated in about 10 feet to grab someone. There was another person on the far post who was the closest to the scrum, and all he did was look up in the sky, look at the ref, throw his hands up, and shake his head. That was Victor Arvidsson. He did not do a goddamn thing. It was disgusting to watch. I was fuming when I watched it. I watched it like 14 times. I couldn't believe it. He shakes his head, looks at the ref, throws his hands up. Complete nothing. That's your future star, Fraser Minton. And he's what, 20 years old, 21? This guy Arvidsson, I think he's a bad teammate. I would be curious to see what guys think about him in the locker room, because that was a disgusting display. You look at the Islanders game the other day, Matt Schaefer gets leg checked. Matt Barzal comes over and tries to tomahawk the guy's foot off. That's what I want to see. That's what I expect to see. If Tanner Jeannot's out there, he's going to tomahawk that guy's wrist right off his body. It was a disgusting display of teammates and sticking up for one another, and a complete and utter lack of piss and vinegar.
I know this is against what every coach has always told everyone that plays hockey. Don't be the second man in because you're going to get the penalty. Like, try and separate the two. I've always been a proponent of get in there, take the penalty if we need to, but we need to set a tone. We need to be able to like knock someone over and you get the interference or roughing or whatever it is, and just take it for what it is and then just kill off the penalty. I need to see Arvidsson in there, at least giving some shoves, some cross checks or something. Like I really don't care if we get a penalty. I don't care.
Just
grab one person.
To Mike's point, grab someone. And there's a time and place for it too, right? If that's Jeannot or Kastelik or anyone else other than Minton or Pasta getting ragdolled like that, like they're probably gonna like fend for themselves for the most part. But it's your future face of it's the face of your franchise. Holy crap! Talk much. Coffee's kicking in. Need the chips. But
Coffee Maple Chaos.
The Coffee Maple Chaos. But grab someone. And like he's a veteran. He should know better. You shouldn't have to tell a vet who's been around, who's done it. What he's a smaller guy. Okay, who cares? Just everyone's on the ice. That doesn't matter. Just grab someone and like have a set. You know? It's frustrating.
Brad Marchand would have tried to take his skate off and tried to stab the guy.
All I'm
And
taking
he's
from
just as small as Arvidsson.
this is a ringing endorsement for Middlestad, who just came in there, did his job.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
It sounds to me like this is a Middlestad stand right here.
First thing that came out of your mouth, Mike, you said Middlestat was right in there. Came 10 feet.
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't
listen,
No, he came 5
looks
feet.
good.
He
the
was right there.
intangibles. Those are the intangibles that I'm talking about.
Gonna have to put you and Femi on the chopping block at this rate if you keep talking crap about our boy Casey.
The one other thing I did want to mention, Dave, on this game was the peak goal did lead to a goal coach's challenge for goalie interference, and on the broadcast, either Judd or Brick said the NHL needs it to be egregious for it to be a reverse call. Brick said that.
Yep.
I don't know what the other goalie challenges have been that have been overturned. Those weren't egregious, so that's just a flat out lie from the NHL on that. So I just thought it was hilarious. It was good to get one in our favor where we went on the PP right after. So I stayed up a little bit later just to watch that PP unfold. So, but it was nice to see it one go our way.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say that's
nobody
about
knows
the
what goalie
time I
interference
fell
is.
asleep was right after that challenge and that power play because the last note for that game was horrendous challenge by Huska, and that was that. And then it was 6-2 win Oil as the next one.
Yeah. Well, the last thing before we can go to the Oil game too is the end of this Calgary game. You feel so bad for Aspro. He got the penalty at the end of regulation. It was a high stick, like right as the clock hit 0. It was his first game back, and they just go in and score on the 4-on-3 in overtime pretty quickly. And Aspro looked up to the ceiling, and he couldn't find a hole big enough to crawl in and hide. So feel bad for him, but he played a pretty good game.
Yeah, I thought so too, Mike. And it's the guy's first game back. And again, every keyboard warrior in America who's following the Bruins or in Canada was like, we can't take that penalty there, yada, yada. It's like, look at some of the penalties that people have taken throughout the course of the season. Like, this is this guy's first game back. And by the way, like, we're in the mix this game for the first time in the last, 6 games. And he has something to do with it because although he has minimal NHL experience, he is arguably one of our best defensemen, which is crazy to say, but cut the guy some slack. It's his first game back. It's good to have him back.
can't imagine.
Hey, we got a point.
Good things came,
I can't imagine it's easy playing in that rink either. And they're a big team. Calgary's always been known as this absolute unit of a team. To kick off the Western road trip, flying out all the way there to grab. Did they grab a point? No, they grabbed a point. Yeah, they grabbed 1 point. So we'll take that and run with it and kick off the road trip. All we're looking for here is points. And kind of on that same topic, Kevin Paul DuPont tweeted out about the Bruins' schedule moving forward, and he was saying that if it takes 95 points to get into the playoffs, the Bruins are going to have to go at a 622% win percentage over the next 41 games, which is about 26-15. So that's what we're eyeing here. We need points and we need wins. So we'll take the points where we can get them.
And that's not unreasonable, honestly. Right now we're 22-18-2. That's not totally unreasonable. We catch fire a little bit. We have another skid. It's going to happen. I think it all hinges on this stretch here between now and the Olympics and what happens leading up to the deadline.
Yeah, and they have a tough road.
Crunch time.
Yeah, and they have a couple tough road trips too coming up. They go out to Dallas, they play Vegas, they play the Rangers twice, who looked fantastic in that Winter Classic. So there's not easy games coming up, but if they continue this momentum, then I think the 26-15 is reasonable.
Totally. And I mean, it starts with that game in Edmonton on New Year's Eve, 6-2. McJesus was buzzing, but Sway seemed to have the answers. The decor seemed to have the answers. It was good. Pasta just bringing in the new year. I mean, no better way than him just getting a bingo right at midnight. Mike, I'm sure you had that on versus the ball dropping. So did we go nuts?
Yeah, we were watching, but we did a 10-bottle blind wine tasting, which really derailed the understanding of the game. So it was a little fuzzy. Yeah, I had to definitely watch the condensed game again. But one thing I was really impressed with all game was Swayman, actually. It kind of seemed like his battle with McDavid, he was winning for the most part. Like McDavid had those 2 breakaways, and Swayman got the better of him both times. But what was at the end of the first, I think McDavid just came in and he tooled on the entire team and had a sick assist to Hyman. So you can only win so much, but I mean, he's the best player in the world. So I was super impressed with Swayman's level of performance that game for the whole 60, honestly. Between McDavid and Draisaitl, he had some really good stops on Draisaitl on the power play as well.
Yeah, we called it. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say, BCAM, some crazy, like the Canadian broadcast for the condensed games, the 10 minutes they have on NHL Network. I think they're great, and they always have like good stats that they share in those condensed broadcasts. Good, Mike, get the chips going. The Oilers, I think their kryptonite is in their last 17 games, the team who scores first wins. So if you get out to a lead against the Oil, they don't have enough jam to come back, which is crazy to think with all that firepower. Thought that stat was pretty interesting. Didn't mean to cut you off there, BCAM, but wanted to share that.
No. That is an interesting stat. The one, so I didn't stay up for the entirety of the game. We were under the sheets and by 10:30. So, but I did catch the first couple of shifts in the first period. Just a tough sequence for Connor Ingram. Plays the puck outside the trapezoid. I haven't seen that in a couple of years, that penalty call. Even I was like waiting for what the referee was going to say when he went up to announce the penalty, and then on the power play, Pasta just banks one off his back behind the goal line. So it was a tough sequence for Connor Ingram, but it was nice to get that win. That was a huge win.
And with Connor Ingram, like, you feel bad because he's gone through some crap, and you want to see a guy like him do well, and for him just to kind of lay a stinker like that on New Year's Eve of all days kind of stinks. But I thought the PK looked good. I don't mind the 6-26 pairing with Lohrei and Peak. You got Bobby Peak and Bobby Lohrei kind of mixing it up a little bit. I don't mind it. I'd like to see Kolyachonok slide in and get a little look with Peak, because you're not going to pull out Peak, I don't think, over Lohrei.
No.
But yeah, that McJesus feed was insane. Like, Lindholm and Isamont were just standing there like they were in quicksand and they couldn't do anything about it.
What can you do? You can't do anything.
It's a cheat code. And then one other takeaway from this was I really like the 93 and 88 combo, Franz and Pasta. Like, let these guys get some more reps. And it's cool to see Franz get more and more of a role as the season's aging here.
I love the kid. He's quickly becoming my favorite player. Not only from what happened in last night's game, but last night's game and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it made me think of the Toronto game when they were like, yeah, he circled this game on the board, like he knows Toronto's the team that traded him, and what does he do? He goes out and scores the game winner. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was the insurance, but it was a big goal. It put the game away. And I love the kid. The more he plays with guys like Pasta, he's just going to get so much more opportunities, and he's going to start finding the back of the net, which is going to be enormous.
Yeah. I could see. I was actually thinking about this morning. He'll probably end up around 40, 45 points for the year, which is great for your first full year in the NHL, especially for a guy that I think will probably put up what I think are like Zaka numbers, where it's like 60 to 70 points a year. He'll be rock solid in all zones. So I'm with you, Mikey. I love his game. I also love Alex Steves' game, and I know we've already been ringing his endorsement all year, but I did see Dominic Tiano tweeted out on Friday that the Bruins can officially sign Steves to a contract extension. I think that's a no-brainer. Sign him for 2 years, $1 million a piece. Get him in there. Like, he can be your rock-solid bottom four guy moving forward as we get more guys for this team. But I think it's a no-brainer to re-sign him.
And he's a utility guy. You move him up and down. He's proved that he can play with the big dogs and produce. He's proved that he can do the little things. He can get pucks out at the blue, get pucks in at the blue, right? Like, he can do those type of things. There was another, like your point, Franz, you got to buy a jersey at this point if he's your guy. You're going to have to start rocking the Franz jersey.
I'm not a jersey guy. But maybe I will for Franz.
We've seen you in jerseys over the years, so maybe we bring it back.
I'm 30 now.
Yeah, that's okay. You can wear a younger man's name on your back. It's okay. We won't judge. Middle stack gets another one. in the Edmonton game. Another point for Casey. -2 on the episode for Mike and Fab
Trade value
in the middle
up.
stat department.
His trade value is going up. Look, I want him to do well because that just means we can get more of a piece back for him. I mean, Elliot Friedman tweeted that if he thinks the Bruins trade Middlestat, there's going to have to be a piece attached to that as well if they want to get something that is worthwhile in return. So the more this guy scores,
the only name I keep seeing is Sherwood. That's the only name that I see buzzing around there, and the asking price is, I think it's 2 first-rounders still, and maybe a prospect in there.
Belligerent.
Yeah, so I think I think they'd be stupid to make that trade. I'm in the camp of keeping Middlestad. It seems like he's bought in. He's back checking, forechecking. He's playing. I've already raved about his wall play, and he's obviously producing. I don't want them to give him. I don't want them to send him anywhere, but I know a lot of people want to see him go.
And Kiefer Sherwood has 21 points in 41 games. Middlestad has 16 points in 32 games. I'm not a point per game guy, but that's not far off in the grand scheme of things. Why? I'm all the way out on getting Sherwood. All the way out. Keep Middlestad around. He's young. He's got skill. He's proven it. And it gives us something to talk about the longer he's around. So I'm not mad about it.
One last thing for this Edmonton game. 2 guys really happy to see them finally put one in. Hampus Lindholm, feel like he needed one, especially after getting snubbed from Sweden. I don't think he knew about it yet, actually, before he scored. But regardless, feel like he really needed one. And then Aspero with such a gritty goal, jumping up in the play with Pasternak and just parking his ass right out front, stopping at the net and jamming it home. Looked really good. Happy for him. So, Aspero, stock going up.
He has, I think he's, yeah, and I think he's gunning for that
Special guest, Isla.
The 7th player award. I think Aspero is, he's probably not -100 right now, but he's in the running right now. And I think it's between him and Pastelik and Janelle maybe, but something to keep an eye on. But yeah, I was very, very sad for Hampus. I thought he should have made the team, especially over Broberg. I thought that was kind of a no. I thought he was a shoo-in for Team Sweden, so I was pretty stunned to see him not on the roster. But I don't know. They made some questionable decisions, and I think Hampus would have been rock solid for them.
I agree. We can jump into some of the Olympic snubs and previews here after we wrap with this last one here, and the nice 3-2 win, keeping the momentum going over Van last night for a little Franz homecoming. How are you doing? Franz, that's it. The Franz
Love this
game.
kid.
What can't he do?
Ever since you called him Franz, BCam, I feel like his game has gone to another level.
We need some.
It's gone to the Franz level.
It's his alter ego. Now he's a goal scorer. That first goal from the slot where his hips were towards the boards and he just quickly turned around and snapped one off. That was insane. So that was a great way to kick off the game. And then obviously the OT winner, just to like cap it off, was everything that I wanted from Minton for this road trip.
Yeah, it was really impressive. And the Same Seats podcast Twitter, they threw up a clip of Bergeron in the bumper spot doing similar things, taking it from a 1T and just firing it home like low blocker side. I don't know if that's where Mittens went, but the pivot that he had from the bumper was just incredible. And his shot, the release, it was really, really impressive. So there's a lot to like there from that goal. I mean, I think they should slide him in at the bumper for the foreseeable future. I feel like there's a lot of room for him to grow there.
Yeah, and that was also coming across his body too, right? Bergie was used to getting it in that 1T where it's coming off the half wall and he just ripped it, or it's a half wall down low to the goal line, quick up to him. He had to get his body around that and then get that shot off quick. That was a very impressive play. Shakira hips kind of opening up, 10-2, getting around it, and Lankinen was basically
would have torn my ACL.
Oh. We need new labrums. We'd have to see Dr. Sean Barrier for some new hips after that one.
And who made the pass to Minton for the first goal? Our boy Alex Steves.
Stay hot, Steves.
Just making the simple plays.
on the power play.
Yeah, making the simple plays, doesn't trying to overcomplicate things. He found him right in that little soft spot, and he was able to get the shot off, and I'm glad he got rewarded for it.
Yeah, and it's good to see the PP continues to buzz too, right? We have that one, and then Pasta with that slick feed to Elias, where it looked like it hit off of Pedersen's skate, but it was just threading a needle. And Pedersen, he couldn't teleport out of that place fast enough after that goal. He just looked up to the ceiling. I was like,
He was
this guy is
disgusted.
done. It's like he was on him like white
Disgusted.
on ice, but somehow that puck got through. That was hilarious.
How about the double penalty by the guy on Vancouver? That was a weird stipulation in the rules that I never really thought about. If the same guy commits 2 penalties in that same shift, it's a 5-on-4 for 4 minutes, not a 5-on-3. That kind of blew my brain. I don't know if anybody else ever thought about that, but probably the first I've ever seen it.
I feel like that's like a solar.
And that was the
eclipse
other
moment where it happens,
Pedersen.
like- yeah, I feel like it's like one of those solar eclipse moments where it happens like every 15 years. And you're like, wait, that's a rule in the rule book. But in
At least
Pedersen,
I'm glad they didn't get
Elias Pettersson's on the team, which is also laugh out loud 3.
Two Elias Petterssons.
Yeah, two
One of
Elias
them's Marcus Pettersson.
And then
Insane.
just laugh out loud funny. Sorry, BCam, I kept rolling over.
No. It just kind of blew my brain, and I'm glad that it was like I thought it was going to end up screwing us, where it was only a 2-minute because of one guy. But I'm glad they got the 4-minute out of it. But that was where I was sitting there. I thought I knew the game, and then you question yourself in a moment like that.
Crazy.
I said the same thing. I thought I was going 5-on-3. I was like, oh, that's good.
Hey, we'll take it though.
Dave, speaking of bad body language, though, from a Pettersson, we had another case of really piss poor body language from one of our guys. It's Victor Arvidsson again. He went in on a breakaway, and he kind of got a little bit hooked. Majority looked clean to me, but you've seen that called a bunch of times. The guy just loses the puck, and he does the same thing with the scrum and mitten. Throws his head up, shrugs his arms, throws his hands up, and just putts back to the bench. The whole play is still going on. It was horrible. Horrible, just a complete and utter display of quitting on the play. And just right back to the bench. It was ridiculous.
I didn't watch him a ton before he came to the Bruins, but I was under the impression that he was a dog. I thought that he fought.
Here.
I thought he was scrappy, and maybe I was just duped a little bit. But this is a completely. He almost looks like and acts like a skill guy, like a top 6 forward first power play, and maybe he was maybe he misinterpreted what they were thinking when they brought him over to the Bruins. But I was a little dumbfounded when I saw his game for the first 10, 15, 20 games.
I mean, he's 17 points in 30 games. He's not breaking records here. It's like if you're not going to be putting the puck in the back of the net at a higher rate, at least be a dog.
Have a better
Do
attitude.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to say something if you're Sturm or someone on the bench or in the leadership group. It's like, buddy.
I
one of
hope
the
somebody
oldest
said
guys on the
something.
team,
It was
you're 32. You're not 22. Touch grass. We can't act like this on. All right, yeah, it was a bad call. If it's Pasta, that's one thing. But
yes. I was gonna say
you're not Pasta. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, we've seen Pasta kind of do something similar like that, but to your point, it's Pasta. He's scoring 60. It's different.
But Pasta's not afraid to get in there. He's not afraid to get in there, though. We've seen him chuck him. We've seen, I saw the other day, I forget what game it was, where someone gave one in the back of the leg going back to the bench, and Pasta stopped on a dime and turned around and confronted him, which I love.
Yeah.
I forgot what game.
And he'll throw the body, too.
Yeah, and when he lays, when his wires cross, he'll just go and absolutely kill someone. How Ovi
Yes.
just lights someone up, kind of a similar player where the wires cross and they're bigger dudes. They're not light. They'll just blow someone up center ice for no reason. Sick hit and the place will go nuts. It's all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arvidsson at 5'10", 181 isn't going to be doing any of that, and he'll get fed.
When you're watching the NESN broadcast, when they cut to the ice level for a quick hot second, and the Bruins are on the forecheck, and it's either Kaslik or Janot just coming full speed at a guy.
Awesome.
It takes the wind out of you. While you're watching the game, you're you can feel the pain for the other guy that's going into the wall. It's a treat. It's an absolute
They'll
treat.
they'll do it on like the ankle cam too. You know that angle where they show you they're going
Oh,
like a
yeah.
million miles an hour. It's like, oh my god, it's like going the.
Kaslik hit the boards yesterday on the forecheck and missed the guy, and it made the loudest noise. Like, they must have had the microphone like really close to the glass, and it shook the entire end boards. It was unbelievable.
See the glass do that thing where it does the wave back, and then it kind of has the
That's all it did.
effect all the way around. It's like, good
Yeah.
God, boys,
It was crazy.
kill someone. I just had two other takeaways from that game, not bees related, but more Van related. Booyan, the way he walks the line reminds me of Hughes. I think they're in a good position even after that trade. The kid, he's so smooth, he's so silky. It's really cool to watch him play. And then this was an interesting stat. DeBrusque has 10 goals. 9 of his 10 goals are power play goals.
Mm-hmm.
Power play merchant.
PP Merchant.
Yep. So just wanted to throw that out there before we transition and see if you guys have anything else on kind of the trip to this point before they wrap in Seattle.
He almost had one last night too, but Swayman made a sick save, stuck his toe out last second.
It was right at that
Swayman was
save.
dialed last night.
It was right at that save where they dropped that stat on the broadcast, which was pretty timely. But yeah, Swayman made some pretty big stops. He's been looking good. He's making a pretty good case for him to be a starter on the Olympic team. In my
Yeah, but I think
For the
he'll.
Olympics.
I think
For
it
the
all
bees.
depends. I think it all depends on Hellebuck's health, pretty much. Like I think he would get the nod over Ottinger, I believe. But I did watch that whole Billy Guerin segment where he was calling all the players to let them know that they made Team USA, and it sounded like Swayman got a little choked up on the other end of the line. So I don't know. It's cool to see Bruins guys get recognized and brought onto this team because I think between him and McAvoy, they could be the drivers for this team heading into the Olympics. So I don't know. It'll be exciting to watch.
Definitely. And there were a lot of buddies thrown around in that call. I don't know if you picked up on that. Thanks, buddy. Of course, buddy. Like there's buddying each other, which was a little clowning, but I got a good laugh out of that. Anything
That
else
was good.
on the first start of this, or first start on the past 3 games here?
No, I was actually just looking at the schedule. They don't play until Tuesday at the Kraken, so I'm interested to see what the boys are going to do for the next couple of days. They'll probably set up shop and watch the Patriots play today somewhere, but I'm assuming beers are a part of the equation.
They have to get
I would
into
hope so.
Yeah, they have to get into something. Before we transition into some World Juniors, some Olympic, and then Bear leaving, Mike, what do you got for us?
What's up, guys? Let me take a quick minute here to talk to you about Chip Sunflower Seeds, a maple-flavored sunflower seed company that combines real seeds with real Vermont maple syrup to make the best sunflower seeds ever created. Now, these are made with 100% real Vermont maple syrup. None of that fake corn syrup garbage every other company uses. Chip Seeds keeps it simple. Syrup, salt, and seeds. That's it. Their flagship flavor, Maple Mania, proves you don't need a chemistry set to make something taste good. No red 40, no weird additives turning your kid's brain into mashed potatoes. We leave that junk to the other guys. And recently, things got even better. Chip Seeds teamed up with Lil Rody Coffee Company to create Coffee Maple Chaos, the first ever caffeinated sunflower seed. Maple and coffee in one bag. Who doesn't love maple and who doesn't love caffeine and catching a little buzz? Each bag has about 69 milligrams of caffeine, which is just under 1 cup of coffee. So yeah, it hits. This idea is so good that one of those big scummy companies are probably just ready to steal it. Just remember, Chip Seeds did it first. Check them out at chipseeds.com or on Instagram at chipseeds, all one word. Rip the chip.
Great read, Mike. Great read. We'll clip that
Thank
bad
you.
boy for you.
Practicing.
And we'll put
Reading
it
in
on,
the new year.
We'll put it on the rotation. All right, sweet. We ready to jump into part 2 here?
Yes. Shout out Chip Seeds. Thank
Shout
you.
out.
Coffee Maple Chaos.
Chippies.
I'm excited.
Rip the chip.
They're good.
Rip the chip.
They're great.
I'm very excited.
I've been hammering them. We're gonna need some more bags. So, World Juniors, not what we wanted as Americans. As hand up, I'm too cheap. I don't have NHL Network, so I have to watch the clips. So I'll let you two dance and take it from here because you guys.
We did lose the Chip Seed advertisement money as well already on Morgan Geeky Anytime Goal.
Yes. So if we're
Which is fine. We'll recoup.
We're back in the red.
yeah, we've been in the red for a little while here, but hey, we're not in its.
We need more ad deals.
to fuel our gambling problem.
No, and I actually was more mature than I thought I was. I do have access to the NHL Network, and I was able to log on and watch some of the games. It was good to see Zellers get acknowledged and recognized and brought up to the top pair for the last game against Finland. Him and Hagens playing together, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing for the years to come, hopefully. But they looked like they had some mojo together, and I mean, I'm jumping around a little bit, but the game tying goal against Finland, Zellers was the main driver in that. I don't even know if he got a second assist on it or not, but
He did.
then they came out with the staff, gave their top 3 players for Team USA, and Hagens and Zellers were on there, which if USA doesn't win, that was the next best prize that we could have gotten. That those two shined over some very good players that were on Team USA. So I was very happy with that.
100%. And you nailed it right on the head with Zellers driving that last play to tie it up with, I think it was a minute left, where it looked like he was going to lose the puck 2 or 3 times and just kept battling and ended up driving it all the way to the end wall between 3 Finnish defenders. It was almost Marchand-esque, where the guy just gave the second, third, fourth, fifth effort, and then Hagens just comes and scoops it up, delivers a sick pass. Hagens has some unreal vision out on the ice, too. I mean, the guy can really friggin' dish the puck. So those two were impressive all game. I think they finished that game with both of them had 2 secondary assists. I could be wrong on that, but they were all over the place, though. I mean, it was good to see Zellers on the top line. Almost a little too late for them, I guess, where you almost wish Zellers was playing with Hagens the entire tournament. But overall, as Bees fans, you're thrilled with what you saw unfold at the World Junior Classic, which I don't think we've ever said before.
No, and it's laughable. They almost left Zellers off the team. Like that, to me, is almost a storyline that just keeps coming back up, that they almost left this kid off the team because he's a gamer. And on someone, I forgot who it was, I'll give him credit, but P-brain over here. The kid Reed, the defenseman, the right shot, who played in the null for like a cup of coffee, then just lit up blew it out of the water, and he's running away with it now. He's projected to go mid-first round, but he had a pretty good tournament, so he'll probably maybe go a little higher, but maybe someone to keep an eye on come the draft, where depending on where the Bees land, we'll have a couple of first-round picks. If the Leafs don't completely tank, they'll figure it out. They've kind of right the ship a little bit, but someone to keep an eye on. If we can get later, top 10, mid-first round, he slides a little bit. It could be a really good get on the back end, so I just wanted to call that out. Ingestion of, or if that's even the right way to put it, of the games on Twitter. But you guys probably know better than I do. You saw
Sounded good.
Unfold.
I did see Buchagras tweeted out that Zellers is a Brandon Hagel type player, which would be a home run for us.
Home run.
Buchagras, I think people are pretty down the middle on him. You either love him or you hate him. But he has a lot of, I don't know, good things to say when we're thinking about the NHL. Like, he was the first one on the Ovechkin watch when he broke the record back in like 2015 or 2016. Hopefully he's right, because if we have a Brandon Hagel type player that's coming up, I'd be interested to see what what's his name, Hagen's comparable is. But God, when I saw the Brandon Hagel tweet come through, I was ecstatic.
Jacked up.
That's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zeller's stat line to end the tournament, 5, 3, and 8. 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. I mean, that is impressive. They were pretty important goals, too. Not garbage time, like I mentioned last episode. One strange thing was that Zellers didn't get a single shift in OT, though.
I'm curious.
Interesting.
I don't think he played for the program, but
Don't think so.
it's USA Hockey. There's obviously a lot of politics involved, and don't want to go down that route, but I'm curious as to, they play the kids that they're familiar with and that are around and that have done it for them in these international tournaments in the past, like the Ivan Halinka and those type of tournaments, because they know they've been there. Like, Hagens is USA Hockey through and through, right? But he's obviously a stud. So I wonder if that has any impact. Maybe not, but obviously familiarity comes to it when you're in a tournament like this and you're a coach and you're kind of up against it, and you, like, it's Moscow who's a coach again, but you want to roll those guys out. But surprising you wouldn't put someone who's lighting up the tournament out there on a consistent basis and who's been producing in the limelight, but that's just a theory. I could be completely wrong, but I think you notice that too with the Olympics a little bit too. Like, have they been in the U.S. Like, what's their relationship with USA Hockey? Like, maybe we jump into this in a minute, but Brock Nelson is a third-generation Olympian. He's having a good year, but I don't know, boys. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing more on the World Juniors, the goaltending was definitely the downfall for Team USA. It was
100%.
it was very apparent, and Finland's goalie was spectacular. I think he won like player of the tournament last year, so that was definitely our biggest downfall. But I don't know, it was when Dave, I think you might have tweeted it out, but winning back to back and then falling flat on your face, you kind of just let it ride, and we'll roll into next year. And I think if Zellers doesn't make the jump to the Bruins after this year, which I think they'll probably keep him around Nodak for one more year, he'll probably be a captain or a top producer for that team next year. So we'll just watch him again.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and you can't win it every year, right? And so back to the drawing board, get some goaltending. But going off the Team USA theme, this Olympic reveal and roster. Thanks again for Fem for hopping on, breaking it down a little bit. But by God, were we all off a little bit, huh? Holy crap.
Oh, my God. And I did see this article. I saw an article about the Team USA construction of their lineup. This is a quick little blurb here. USA Hockey's crowning moment back in 1980 set an ethos that a team doesn't need the best players, but rather the right ones. 45 years and 0 Olympic golds later, Team USA still overly embraces the underdog mentality and belief that was building an Olympic team roles are the most important thing. So that is carrying back from the Lake Placid game and the Lake Placid tournament, and they have not shifted from that whatsoever. They're not taking the best players. They're taking players that are fitting roles, and we don't know what the algorithm is, with who they're choosing and why they're choosing them, but very surprised when I saw the roster get unveiled.
BCam, to that quote, good quote, but isn't the last time we won gold 1980?
I think that's what they were saying. It's
Yeah,
45 years later after 1980. Yeah,
Is that right?
I think so.
According to the interweb.
Oh
here.
my God.
1980. So maybe we mix it up a little bit if we haven't won gold
I
in a
know.
little bit of time?
45 years.
Yeah.
45 years.
Like,
Maybe we do need the best players.
what are we doing here? Like, I feel bad for the Robertson kid. I honestly do. Like,
Yeah.
on what planet should he not be, like, is he not on this team? And Billy G had an interesting quote. He's like, well, if we just pick the best players, like, you wouldn't need a GM. Well, no, like, you still, like, there's an art to it, but sometimes it's black and white. You know, I don't know if Robertson has dirt on this guy or something. And, like, Billy G's, he seems like a
Naked
complete
pictures.
legend. Yeah, whatever, but I don't know. I think some of the moves were head scratchers. But the funniest to me is Adam Fox is having a good year, like stats under the hood wise, and looking at like the player cards and all that. But Rangers Twitter is the most unhinged group of individuals now that he is not on the team, and it is all-time comedy.
It's good for Bruins, too, because there's definitely a little bit of a disconnect, I'm assuming, because Mike Sullivan's the coach of Team USA, also the coach of the Rangers. I'm assuming he probably pulled him aside and talked him through how they vouch for him and how Drury vouched for him.
Yeah, and then people were also bashing, how do you take Faber over him and Jones over him? I was shocked to see Jones over him. Like, hand up, I did have Fox on the roster. Mike, I think it was you, said Jones is a winner, and he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's a little more versatile as well. But you watch Faber, the kid is a horse out there. He's doing everything. Like, you can't not have him and Hughes paired up. They're playing together. They're gonna have chemistry. Roll it right into the tournament. Like, it's a quick tournament. You need some sort of continuity.
Yeah, and Faber played really well in the Four Nations, too. So he already had the resume to play on this Olympics team. So I was not surprised to see him on the roster one bit.
Jones went down, too, in the Winter Classic, upper body injury, and didn't return to the game. So could be something to monitor. It looked pretty nonchalant, so I don't know if they're just being precautionary or what. But if he can't go, I would think you slide Fox in to take his place.
It's a huge honor just to be, if they did bring him up anyways, I'm sure he would obviously play for the team. I don't think he would be petty and be like, no, you didn't take me the first round. But
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
I think to your point, Mikey, I think he's the next man up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that goes for Team Canada too. You saw some of the moves. Horvat, he goes down with the injury. He slides in. Bennett slides out. That was shocking. And then you bring back Sorelli, but the Coop relationship there. There are some interesting moves. I am still passionate about Geeky kind of getting hosed. I think that is a real conversation.
I have two things here. So, as a USA hockey fan, I am thrilled that Sam Bennett was passed over, because that guy, talk about a winner. He'll punch you in the mouth, he'll score a goal, he'll get you on the back check and break up a 2-on-1. Huge win for USA that he's not on the team. That being said, that's an absolute snub for Team Canada. Second, Morgan Geeky, snubbed. Completely snubbed. I will say, though, Geeks has gone 5 or 6 games without a goal right now, so he's cooling off a little bit. I don't want to use slump yet, because he's still making good plays out there. He's playing hard. He's kind of adapting his game a little bit, but I think we kind of all saw the writing on the wall that it was apparent he's not going to make Team Canada.
You know what? I was bummed to see him not on the roster, but he did talk about on Chicklets how if he doesn't make the roster, he's going to go up to Maine or Vermont with his family, which a little downtime for Geeky, get some rest, relax, reset, come back. He played really well against Vancouver. I watched him for the first period, and he had a quick break, and I think he hit the post in like the first period. So he's right around the net still. He's just the puck's not falling in now, but he's still playing well. But it's kind of it's weird. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, he gets a lot of rest, but I'm sure he would love to be on Canada too. So
yeah, and even with that Chicklets interview, I think he was expecting, like, it was almost him making the team was a far-fetched idea to him. Just seemed like a humble guy, where there was a legitimate shot, and maybe like it would have been cool to see him there. But to your point, as an American, and with the roster that we threw out there on the forward side of things, I mean, DeBrincat got snubbed. There's so many guys that got snubbed, in my opinion, that I'm kind of happy that Canada left off some of the guys that they left off. They still have the
100%.
best forward group in the tournament, but still.
Imagine leaving off the reigning Conn Smythe winner.
Insane. He can
That's
score,
bizarre.
He can hit. Yeah, I don't know.
He can fight.
there's one little fun fact from the rosters that I thought was cool, or I shouldn't really say cool, but I thought it was a little bizarre. Thomas Harley, he grew up in Syracuse. His parents are from Canada, and he has dual citizenship. And he played for I think he played for the Syracuse Stars. He played all of his minor league hockey in Syracuse, but then decided that he's going to play for Team Canada. Huge loss for Team USA. He would have been
turncoat.
Yeah, he would have been an unbelievable addition for the back end for Team USA. But I think on the release for Team Canada, it literally put his birthplace as Syracuse, New York. So it was just a little odd.
Thomas
it's kind of
Benedict
funny.
Arnold Harley.
I noticed that too at Four Nations last year. I was like, this guy's just an American kid.
But I think they're from Alberta. I think his parents are, so maybe he felt a little bit of allegiance to Canada through that. But still bizarre.
Could you imagine being that good where you have the option to play for two of the best countries in the world? That it's like, I think I'm just gonna go be a Canadian, and be a stud, or you obviously have to declare whatever. But you're that good, you can be on either team, which is nuts.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. All right, anything else on snubs? I know we have a couple housekeeping things we wanted to cover before we wrap up here.
I just had it up, but it X'd out. I just wanted to go over all the bees that made, shout out all the bees that made an Olympic team. So we had McAvoy and Swayman for Team USA, Elias Lindholm for Sweden. Hampus got left off, obviously. Zaka and Pasta for Czech. And then puzzling decision. Henry Jokiharju for Team Finland. I'll take Jordan Aspro over Henry Jokiharju on Team Finland any day of the week.
Good showing though by the Bees.
Yeah.
All considered,
Great showing.
That's a pretty healthy group. I think I forgot who led it, but it was a couple teams that had 9 guys. So we're not far behind. And that looks pretty good for
Panthers,
us.
I think. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's Panthers.
Yeah, they have
No
every
shock.
Finn ever.
Yeah.
I was just happy that we weren't at the bottom of that list. I saw the same
I
list,
know.
Dave. I saw
Seriously.
Chicago had one guy. I think Seattle had one guy. So it was nice to have that 6 number be in that top tier. So that was just a win in general. I don't care about Yoki Haru making Finland because it just adds to our overall number. And
Hey, he could play 20 minutes, he could play 0 minutes, but we have another Bruin in the Olympics, and that's okay.
I forgot he was on.
Again.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot he was on the Bruins for a little bit until I saw him make Team Finland. I was like, oh crap. We still do have him.
Hey, when he's back...
Again, as a USA fan, I'm glad he's on Team Finland.
When he's back, though, what do we do? Does Pete come out? Does he stay out?
I can't even
Ninth
think
floor.
yet.
He's eating the press box hat trick with me and you guys.
I think our brains combust when we try to figure out where he slides back in. BK, did you have
But,
some stuff you wanted to mention for the housekeeping?
Yeah, the other thing I just wanted to mention was Team Canada's B roster of the ones that didn't make the team is insane. It's Scheifele, it's Barzell, it's Byfield, McTavish, Bennett, Gunther, Verhage, Velarde, Kyrou,
Oh
like
my God.
Bouchard, Shabbat, Uyghur, Chikrin, Dobson. Like it's like an A roster in any other like team. It's insane that some of these guys didn't make the team. Like I was very surprised that Scheifele didn't make the team because his numbers are still very high, and he was on the Four Nations team too.
Yeah, I agree. That's another guy, too. You can just go down the list and make a case for everyone as to why or they should have or could have done this, but I don't know, it'll be fun. The tournament's going to be fun. Hopefully this rink is done in time. Otherwise, they're going to be playing outdoors on Lake Como with roller hockey
Would it be the
nets.
worst?
Could be a little hairy, but speaking of outdoors, I do have one qualm and one rant here about this Winter Classic. Why are we doing Winter Classics in South Florida? Like,
I had the
do
same
it-
thought.
Like, come on. Do the stadium series, right? Which they got, and they talked about it on Chicklets. Have it be like a Battle of Florida or something, right? That was essentially an indoor game. The kid Cooley on the Rangers was like, the ice is horrible. It's 75 degrees outside. And, like what are we doing here? Just keep it up north, you know? And I'm old guy yelling at cloud right now for no reason, but what was cooler than that first Winter Classic in Buffalo when it was snowing? Or they had it at the Big House, or they've had the ones up here in Boston at Fenway or at Gillette, right? Like, there was nothing better. Keep it outdoors, keep it up north. It's a different dynamic.
From what I've seen on Twitter, that seems to be the unanimous take, where it's just disappointing to see. It's beach themed, which is weird. It just didn't feel right.
No. But who's cooler than the Panthers, though? They roll up in Ferraris. Like,
I agree. No,
Who's
they're so
cooler
cool.
than that?
I wish we were the Panthers.
I know.
No,
they're so cool.
it's awful.
And it hurts that
Yeah.
she's there, but it makes so much sense. Like, I love seeing him buzz. Like in the Ferrari. It's almost comedy.
But
I miss him.
it does seem like the Northeast teams are the teams that are in places where seasons actually change that they get shorted on this list. Like this is a no-brainer. Like pond hockey outdoors is where it snows and it gets cold. So bring it back. Dave, the Sidney Crosby, I think it was a shootout winner in Buffalo with the snow falling. It was insane. And then I went to the first one at Fenway when Marco Sturm, I think he had the game winner in that game. And they had the old jerseys, and I still remember like I had winter hat, gloves on. Everyone was drinking beers. It was awesome. So I'm a big proponent of doing it in the Northeast or somewhere where it actually snows.
And you know what? If the same teams do it over and over again, like you get the Bruins, you get the Blackhawks, you get the Red Wings, like yeah, obviously they're the teams that are in these areas that can host these games. Just bring in a different team from like keep it a rivalry game, original six, something. Who cares? Like, sorry Nashville, just play a stadium series game. Like it's okay. I think
They're next. You know they're next, right?
for a Winter Classic.
Yeah, Nashville and Carolina.
Read the news, Dave. Wet fart. Why do we keep doing these again?
I know. Nashville and Carolina. I think it's in Nashville.
I mean, argument, it gets somewhat cold in Nash, but still, just keep it up north. Keep it
It's
north
not.
of the Mason-Dixon line.
That's
Is
a southern city.
Is that the north-south, the Mason-Dixon line?
Yeah, I think that's cool to
You're
say
asking the
too.
wrong guy.
Yeah.
I think that's
Can Can we say
I don't
that?
think we'll get canceled for that. Yeah, I think you can. It's historical.
Yeah, regardless.
Dave,
That was
Who's
my
still
bad.
listening at this point, anyways?
It's true. The wheels are off the wagon.
the only housekeeping item I had was more of like a comedy thing with Mark Savard, who was the assistant coach of Toronto, and the power play was pretty brutal, and Toronto was on a pretty bad skid, and they let him go. And Mark Savard proceeded to go on Twitter and then change his profile picture to him on the Bruins, which was just
We had
an
an
all-time
inside
petty
job.
move.
I love that. I didn't see
But
that.
but it
Oh my
was
God.
it was awesome. Like his allegiance was always with the Bruins. It seemed like. So I don't know. Maybe the Bruins just bring him in for vibes and maybe get to some scouting report on Toronto. But I thought it was an awesome move.
He played with Stern too. They should bring him in,
I know,
100%.
I know. But I thought that was a hilarious move, and I know Toronto Twitter was going off the rails a little bit about it, but I thought it was awesome.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
And that's it. That's all I got.
It was like the hashtag new profile pic. I got a really good laugh out of that. Inside.
That's awesome. I gotta check that out.
Inside job. All right, we'll wrap with this. We'll go quick around the horn. We didn't do this last week, but where are we on the bear leave meter here?
I was pretty low heading into this road trip. They have me believing again, or I should say, bear leaving again. This team, they always pull me right back in, and that 26-15 is something I'm just going to keep an eye on for the remaining games. And I think if they can just continue to get points, and I know I'm long-winded here, but I'm a Hampus Lindholm, 27.
BCam.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing with him getting that goal. I'm high on the team. I think they're going to get into playoffs. Even when they were going through the skid, I kind of just thought they're a streaky team. That's what they are. And when they're streaking in the positive direction, it looks friggin' good. So I'm right there with you, BCam. Hampus, 27.
When they're streaking in the right direction, they're buzzing.
Hey, honey, can we go to Wendy's?
I agree. I'm actually right there with you guys. I was going to go Elias, if anything. 8
Derek Forbert.
and 4B. Nail gun. Yeah, I don't know. Like, they streak, right? We're going to expect this out of this team where they're going to get goals and then they're not going to get goals. And they're going to pull a rabbit out of a hat one game, and one game they're just not going to show up and they're going to let up a 6 spot. And that's going to be the end of that. So I think they can do it. BKM, you said they had to go 26-15 or something like that for the rest of the year. Totally doable, and it's pretty crazy. Like, most of the teams on the Eastern Conference are over 500, or like right around that number, which is kind of nuts when you're looking at the standings. So it'll be fun to see what they can do if they can make it happen and get hot here. And I think this is a big stretch. I said it earlier, between now and the Olympics. What can they do, and can guys stay healthy, and can we rattle them off before they get a couple weeks off? So we'll see. But
yeah, they have some big games coming up too. Like, they have Rangers at 1:00 next Saturday. They have Pittsburgh. They have Detroit, and then they go back out west again, which is just unbelievable. But these next like 5 to 7 games are very big for the standings.
Tuesday's game is the last 10 p.m. of the season, though. So
Hallelujah.
we did it.
We did it, man. We did it. Well, boys, as always, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks to Chips, our presenting sponsor. Maple Mania. Oh, mine's backwards compared to yours. Thanks to Chips, and thanks for listening, and Happy New Year, everyone. We'll catch you here next week. Go Bees.
Go Bees.
Peace.
See you, boys.
See ya.